Good afternoon, and thank you for logging in to Dicentra's Regular States webinar for the second quarter of 2011, giving regulatory climate surrounding natural health products. These webinars are meant to be informative to the natural health product industry. Just like Dicentra, before we get started, Dicentra is a leading international scientific and regulatory consulting firm with expertise in bringing product concepts to realization in the marketplace. You can visit our website at www.dicentra.ca. You can email us at info@dicentra.ca or phone or telephone at 866-647-3279 or 1-661-3400. Speaker today, my name is Chris Marinangeli, and I'm currently a scientific and regulatory consultant at Dicentra. Again, just a little bit of housekeeping. There's no question and answer period because we have over 200 members who log in. Towards the end of the presentation, a link to a satisfaction survey will show up in the chat window on the right-hand side of your screen. Given this webinar is free and for the benefit of you, we are delivering valuable information, so please take the time to complete the survey. This webinar is being recorded, and all links alongside the recording will be posted on our site, www.dicentra.ca, in a few days. So the aim of this webinar is to provide you with up-to-date information pertaining to the implementation and interpretation of the natural health product regulations in Canada. It's due with scientific and regulatory information as relevant to the natural health products industry. Overview and the topics that will be discussed today. Within the Canadian marketplace, we're going to talk about the current regulatory environment, data applications from the quarterly report, constant regulatory initiatives, ingredient information, food initiatives. Then shift gears and move to the United States and discuss dietary supplements and changes to the Food Safety Modernization Act, and then gears again and talk about the European Traditional Herbal Medicinal Products Directive. We're going to give a brief summary and just wrap up some of the themes that were discussed during today's webinar. Get started and talk about the current regulatory environment within the Canadian marketplace. We're going to start by discussing unprocessed product license application regulations for UPLAR. 80% of applications in queue are covered by UPLAR, and as of June 17, 2011, 9,786 exemption numbers have been granted. Applications are supposed to be reviewed in priority sequence based on risk. However, only 7 of applications completed in the last quarter were pre-UPLAR, and Health Canada is focusing on post-UPLAR applications. It should also exemption numbers are not always being accepted by retailers, as retailers want to see an NPN number on products. As such, some companies are refiling applications in order to get a quick and there's a sunsetting of regulations as of February 13th, where the goal of the Natural Health Product Directorate in Canada to have all pre-UPLAR applications processed. In terms of product compliance and enforcement policy, it came into effect on August 27th, 2010. We are still in the education and promotion phase with no updates on timelines as to what compliance and enforcement policies are going to come to full implementation. As indicated that the natural health product industry will get generous lead time prior to the implementation of compliance and enforcement. Recently, the Natural Health Product Directorate came out with the Natural Health Product Tracking Survey that was conducted in 2010 and published on January 1st, 2011. This was conducted by Ipsos Reid for Health Canada, and it results of the base NHP survey consumers that was conducted in 2005. The objective is to evaluate Canada's opinions towards the regulation of natural health products, safety of natural health products, change in natural health product usage, change and attitudes and behaviors amongst Canadian consumers. Some interest came from this survey concerning natural health products and the attitudes towards them from Canadians. Indicating percent of Canadians are concerned about the safety of natural health products, and 34% think that natural health products can be harmful. 42% question the quality of natural health products, and 30% do not trust NHP labels. Finally, 72% Canadians agree that it is important to consult a medical doctor prior to using a natural health product. Indicate there seems to be some can be skeptical about natural health products in general. Status of application were published in the latest quarterly report that was sent by the Natural Health Product Directorate. Started on this section of the webinar, there seems to be continuing the natural health product industry within Canada. And this is a table that demonstrates this point nicely. The first column indicates the total number of applications and assessments, licenses issued, or companies receiving product licenses within the last quarter. And the second column represents these data between January 1st, 2004 and March 31st, 2011. And you continued growth in terms of the PLAs received. 2,544 PLAs were received in the last quarter. 2,726 assessments were completed. 1,425 licenses were issued, and 70 companies received product licensing. So this actually demonstrates that the natural health product market is very healthy within Canada. In terms of applications and amendments, the total number of PLAs completed or in process, about 10,885, and 29% have been completed. Completed during the fourth quarter were 2,276, and again, only 17% of these were pre-R applications. Again, suggesting that Health Canada is focusing on post-UPLAR applications. In terms of PLAs and amendments, since 2010, 7,008 applications have been received. And during this time, targeted timeframe assessments have been put in place, and the Natural Health Product Directorate is doing a fairly good job at meeting these targets. As far as initial assessment is concerned, 91% of the time targets are met. 9% of the time, the 60-day pre-cleared information assessment time frame assessment is met. 80-day full assessment time is 7% of the time. In terms of applications, 6% applications fail because applications fail to meet basic requirements. This is 14% of applications not being or responding to requests by the Natural Health Product Directorate. 6% applications responses to the NHPD was insufficient. 8% of the time, the product being assessed contains ingredient not found in the natural health product ingredient database. 6% safety and efficacy issues were evident. Applications made unsolicited changes to the formulation, and 11% of the time the product did not meet the definition of a natural health product. This emphasizes the importance of completing the requirements of a PL application in order to get your product assessed by the Natural Health Product Directorate. Expectations and regulatory initiatives. And just a reminder, there should be a link in the chat window on the right-hand side of the screen for a satisfaction survey, so you can give us your feedback regarding this webinar. .431 pertains to the addition of quinine to Schedule F, and was published in the Canadian Gazette Part 1, March 26, 2011, and the proposal to add quinine, its salts, and derivatives at an oral dose of greater than 50 milligrams to Part 1 of Schedule F of the Food and Drug Regulations. Don't know, quinine is a medical ingredient that was originally made from the bark of several species of the chona tree and was used for centuries as a primary treatment for malaria. The compound as a malarial treatment has been over recent years because synthetic replacements have been developed. That certain strains of the malarial parasite have become resistant to these synthetic alternatives. Quinine is becoming increasingly favored as treatment for malaria. If act goes through, a prescription would be required for quinine at oral doses greater than 50 milligrams per day. About product and ingredient information. The change within the Natural Health Product Ingredient Database for oil of oregano. Oil is a topic of discussion as of late, given that the active ingredient within oil of oregano is carvacrol, and the new guidelines within the Natural Health Product Ingredient Database calculate that daily dose exposure of carvacrol exceeds 0.2 micrograms per kilogram body weight per day from the natural health product. The oregano cannot be considered to be a non-medicinal ingredient. Contrary with respect to carvacrol, oil of oregano arises that from the fact that human clinical trials to evaluate the safety of carvacrol have not published in scientifically peer-reviewed journals, despite the fact that oil of oregano has been used for hundreds of years as a traditional in different countries around the world. It's currently on hold pending a regulatory decision or guidance document. The following are currently on hold: weight and management products, enzymes, energy beverages, products in food format, and every products. Which that with respect to enzymes, an internal decision is expected shortly, and abbreviated labeling standard for enzymes will be published. MLF, the Product Directorate has recently notified stakeholders through the messaging system that naturally sourced ingredients found in Schedule F will be undergoing an assessment. The compounds under discussion is lovastatin. The reason for the delay is that in Canada, during a federal election, the approval of proposed regulatory amendments are deferred by the Treasury Board Ministry. And if some of you don't know, Canada has recently undergone a federal election, so this Schedule F amendments were put on hold. Expert food initiatives, functions, and Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada. So the Canadian Health Food Association is working closely with the Food Regulatory Issues Division of Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada. FRID confers on regulations and pre-market processes surrounding functional foods, and they offer services to manufacturers of functional food products. There is a book you can subscribe to, FRID publishes, and it changes guidelines, innovation, competitiveness, health claim information regarding novel functional foods and ingredients. So I urge a manufacturer of functional foods, contact Agriculture Agri-Food Canada, because they may be able to help you with various aspects of your product. Allergen, more specifically wheat allergies, suffer from severe wheat allergies. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency is encouraging domestic manufacturers and importers of grain-based products to inform consumers that products containing grains such as oat or barley may contain traces of wheat. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency urges precautions such as may contain wheat on their products, improve their manufacturing practices and laboratory screening practices. Next, we'll move to some changes that are occurring in the United States in dietary supplements. Recent compliance and enforcement database. This is a searchable database where people can inquire and gain information on name and address of inspected facilities, the dates of inspection, the type of regulated products involved, inspectional classification, and a summary of the most inspectional, observable, objectable conditions. This is the FDA's initiative for transparency. You have to launch a new dietary ingredient guidance document. For those, a new dietary ingredient is a dietary ingredient that was not marketed in the United States before October 15th, 1994. There are in the United States ingredients sold as a dietary supplement approximately 60,000 products, and of 60,000, only 700 new ingredient applications have been received. So it's thought that this guidance document will have the importance of completing these new dietary ingredient applications for ingredients sold as dietary supplements. The document could facilitate the removal of products from the market so that safety of ingredient-based supplements can be. The change to the Food Safety Modernization Act within the United States. The Modernization Act was signed law by President Obama in January 2011 and will take effect July 3rd, 2011. Amendment 1 gives the FDA the ability to detain products for up to 30 days if they have reason to believe they are adulterated or misbranded. This is the FDA's ability to prevent potentially unsafe food from entering commerce. It gives it to determine whether seizure and injunction is required. Previously, it required credible evidence that a food presented a threat of serious health consequences to humans or animals in order to take these measures. The amendment requires that importers of food products, if any country has refused entry of the same product, and this includes more foods and feeds, the ability to target foods and make a significant risk that may pose a significant risk to public health. Reporting registered through the FDA's prior notice system for incumbents. And finally, talk about the European Union and of the European Union's traditional herbal medicinal products directive, which took effect until 2011 and ends a 7-year window for compliance. Complete traditional medicinal products directive varies from country to country, and countries like France and Germany, for the most part, are in compliance. However, there are concerns in the UK where thousands of products are not yet registered, and it's believed this could produce or facilitate product recalls within the United Kingdom and disrupt the United Kingdom's medicinal herb market. From just what we discussed today, regulations regarding natural health products are ever changing around the world, and there is acknowledgement among government agencies that these products do have biological effects. However, at least within the Canadian marketplace, there seems to be skepticism concerning natural health products and their safety. It's important to establish consumer confidence in natural health products by establishing safety and efficacy products. Applications within Canada are rejected based on incomplete applications or problems with the application. I invite you to contact Dicentra to help you with your NHP application. Range of services from product formulation, seen efficacy assessments, as quality control. I'd like to participate in our webinar today. Again, feel free to contact us in the near future to help you with your application. Our webinar will occur Wednesday, September 21st, 2011. From there to you, stay healthy and stay healthy.